Hello everyone, it's Frank again with another ATV video. In today's video we were going to be working on the Can-Am, but as you'll see that didn't work out quite the way we expected it. So something possessed me and made me think I should buy the cheapest lift kit I could find that would fit my Can-Am and the cheapest spacers I could find that would fit my Can-Am. As you can see, the lift kit I found on eBay and it said it fits my Can-Am. It's a 2012 Outlander 800R XMR. And according to their listing, it fits. So I ordered it. The spacers were even easier to find. Since most Can-Ams have the same lug pattern, I just went on Amazon and found the cheapest one. Fast forward about a week and I have the two packages. So the same day I ordered the lift, I got an email through eBay from them with the instruction manual in it, which I thought was pretty cool until I clicked on it, and then I noticed it was kind of like if it was scanned, so it was a little hard to see the pictures in it. But that was fine. I figured I would, be able to read through the actual instructions and find pictures online if I had to. The lift itself, it was just a bunch of fittings, a bunch of pieces of metal, and a bunch of bolts and nuts. It's nothing fancy, really. I don't know how you would make that look bad. So the quality itself looked good. The Ziploc was kind of crappy, but who cares? Same for the spacers. They looked pretty good when I unboxed them. They didn't have too many, scratches. One had a little scuff mark on it, but I mean, it's a spacer. It's going to get all scratched up and it's going to be behind the wheel anyway, so it's not like you're going to be seeing it. And it doesn't really matter. So I got the lift. I spread out all the parts. I noticed it was missing a few nuts, but I mean, I could go to Ace Hardware and buy those. How expensive could they be? So I got to work. Jacked up the ATV from the front, started removing the tire. And then I put in the spacer. Rather easy, you just stick it into where the studs are and you put the little lug nuts it brings. As you can tell, that did not go rather easy. It actually took me quite a while and I ended up getting it on off camera. But once I did have it on, I began trying to mount the wheel onto the studs. And that's where I noticed there was something wrong. At first I just thought it was, just having some difficulty getting them to line up, because you know how it's sometimes hard to line up the studs into the wheel. You have to lift up the wheel, lift up the ATV, back and forth until you actually line them up properly. But they just really weren't going in. I'd be able to get one stud in, but then the other side I wouldn't be able to, and it just kept going back and forth. It was like a seesaw. Only one side would go in at a time. That is about when I decided to try one of the other spacers on the wheel to see if they fit off of the ATV. And they did not. Actually, out of the 4 spacers, only one of them lined up properly with the wheels. Which, in turn, made me wonder, maybe it's my wheel. So, I tried it on the other 3 wheels, and all 3 wheels, the same exact thing. Only one spacer actually worked. Meaning that out of the 4 spacers I bought, only one of them was actually 4x137. Which is the bolt pattern for most Can-Ams, which is what I thought I had purchased. Needless to say, I was a little bit upset, but hey, at least I had the lift still, so I started working on that to get my mind off of the spacers. Since I had the front left tire already off from the whole spacer debacle, I decided to start there. The pictures in the instructions were not really helpful at all, but at least the words were legible. The first thing it told me to do, besides removing the plastics, which I didn't do, was to remove the bolt that holds the top of the strut. Once that was off, it was basically just putting the bracket up on top of the strut, which lowers the strut at about 1.5 inches-ish. This is where the guessing game began, since the diagrams and pictures weren't really all that easy to see in the instructions. At one point or another, I figured that it was probably best if I completely removed the strut, also from the bottom mount. That way I had a little bit more space to work with. After removing the bolt from the bottom of the strut, it was just really trial and error trying to get it to work. Trying to go off of what I could see from the instructions to see if maybe I can get it in there. And it was just getting me nowhere. I even had the brilliant idea of lowering the air suspension to see if that helped me out. And even that wasn't enough. The strut just wouldn't line up right with the bolts. And the holes that were supposed to be there weren't there. Things were starting to look a little fishy. That is when I started really looking at the instructions. I even edited them a bit so the pictures would be a little bit clearer. What really, however, made the light bulb go off in my head is when I looked at the pictures for the rear installation. That was a completely different ATV. Not at all what my ATV had down there. Needless to say, I was a little upset. Both the lift and spacers didn't work, and honestly, I don't even know why I was surprised with how cheap they were. In their defense though, the spacers, it just seems like it was a bad batch. The lift, on the other hand, they completely misrepresented what it fits in their eBay ad. This is not meant for this ATV at all, and my ATV was on that list. Luckily though, I was able to get the money back from both of them without any issues, and their customer service was pretty good, so at least they both had that going for them. So I guess for now, my ATV is going to stay at the same height and at the same width. As always though, if you guys enjoy this kind of content, please like, share, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave me a comment below. Thanks for watching.